All right, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step process on how to design a lifestyle of alignment so you can experience true happiness. First of all, back in the day when I was doing drugs from morning till night, all I really wanted was happiness. And I realized that what was blocking me from my happiness was not living aligned with who I really wanted to be. So the drugs, in a way, so for me, LSD was my drug of choice. The LSD was something that helped me live aligned. It, for the moment, gave me the energy and the feeling of being okay enough that I was able to live aligned with who I wanted to be. I wanted to be outgoing. I wanted to be having fun. I wanted to be in nature. I wanted to be creative. These are things that LSD gave me access to. The problem is that the LSD also came with a crash, and it also came with other addictions together with it. And obviously I wasn't in a healthy place, so the lifestyle wasn't sustainable. But what I learned from that was that all I really want is to live aligned. And so that's what we're talking about today. It's about getting into alignment. And I've seen from my own life that as soon as I let go of the LSD, let go of the drugs, and found alignment from within, and found alignment for real, that's when I started to feel true happiness. So a lifestyle of alignment all starts in the beginning of the day. And the truth is, your morning is directly determined by the night before. So if you want to start living a lifestyle of alignment, the first thing you need to master is going to sleep. And your bedtime should directly match your wake up time. Okay, so if you want to wake up early, go to sleep early. Basic math. Okay, now when you want to go to sleep early, there's a couple things you're going to want to get in place. First of all, don't eat too close before you go to sleep. It's so much better for your system to sleep on an empty stomach. Okay, now when you go to sleep, so many of us like to bring our phones into bed. That's a direct way to make sure that you don't get to sleep on time. All right, and this is assuming that if you're one of those people that brings your phone into bed to scroll on TikTok or to just watch random YouTube videos until you pass out. Trust me, I know what that's like. I used to do that. I used to fall asleep to movies, YouTube videos. It doesn't give your brain enough time to rest and process your day so that you can get a proper sleep. You fall asleep with the distractions, with all this stimulus coming in. You're just stuffing your brain. The same way you shouldn't eat too close to bed, you shouldn't stuff your brain too close to bed. All right? So the best option, and this is what I do, is I don't even take my phone into bed. All right? I sleep upstairs, I leave my phone downstairs. So anything I'm doing in bed is only reading and being with my own thoughts. Yes, that's correct. I sit with my own thoughts. Imagine being able to just sit there in bed, let your thoughts wander, maybe even having pleasant thoughts, okay? That's what's available when you start living a lifestyle of alignment. But to begin with, you might have to face some unpleasant thoughts. You might have to face some of those thoughts that you've been running away from. But here's the thing, they're not gonna kill you, okay? Get into bed, be with your thoughts, even if it's just for 5-10 minutes to start with, just to show yourself that you could be with your thoughts, that you could be with your feelings, okay? Number one, get into bed without your phone. If you have to bring a book, that's much better than all the light and stimulus coming from your phone, okay? Now, once you get to sleep, you should be sleeping in a dark room, so there shouldn't be any outside light. Studies show that when you're in a dark room, you sleep better, shouldn't be any noise, and just good old-fashioned sleep, okay? If you need to set an alarm to get up in the morning, set an alarm, leave the alarm on the other side of the room, or you can just get an alarm that's not attached to your phone, so you don't have to bring your phone into the room at all, okay? Now, getting up early is one of the best things you could do for your mind and your body and your soul, because when you wake up early, you feel good about yourself, okay? That's just the natural mathematics of life and being a man. We get we have this internal understanding that getting up early is good for you. It's a good thing. It's a respectful thing. It's an honorable thing. Getting up before the sun and just starting the day off right. Okay, so getting up 5, 6, 7 a.m., beautiful. What I like to do is right after I get up, I get straight outside. I go outside, I walk on the grass barefoot, I let some of the sunlight in through my eyes so it can set the circadian rhythm, send my body a message that it's time to wake up, that it's daytime, and we're getting the systems online. All right, directly after I do that, I go in and I get a lemon, half a lemon, squeeze it into a cup of clean water. Done. Easy, simple. Just hydrate yourself, maybe put a pinch of salt in there. Get those good nutrients in there from the lemon. Hydrate your system. Drink a big cup of water, all right? Most people in America today are dehydrated. Drink water first thing in the morning. Feeds your brain, feeds your body, gets systems flowing. Then you're ready to go on the day. Now, personally for me, I don't like to eat heavy breakfasts. And for me, meat is light. I like to eat some just good old-fashioned steak for breakfast. That might work for you. Maybe something else, maybe eggs is better for you. Find something that's light in the morning. Light and powerful protein. That's what I like to eat. I have a nice steak, maybe half a steak in the morning. Boom, feels great. I have energy for the rest of the day till lunchtime. I feel good to go. All right, and after that, it's time to get moving a little bit. So I like to go into the gym about an hour after I eat. So usually I eat meat, do some work on the computer, do some writing. Writing is also a really good thing for your mind to just jot down your thoughts. Maybe start working on your vision, on your goals. First thing in the day, one of the first things you want to do is start getting clear about your direction. Remind yourself. You got to keep these things top of mind. So remind yourself, what is your goal? What is your alignment, right? When we talk about alignment, we're aligning with that divine spark within us. We're aligning with our highest ideal. Okay, and if you want to get a little spiritual, we're really aligning with God, right? There's a spark of, we are God. We have a spark of God within us. And what is God? At the basic level, without getting too deep into even religion or any kind of metaphysical awesomeness, God is good. Okay, if you have a hard time working with God, just throw in another O in there and we got good. All right, so when you're connecting to God, you're connecting to the goodness within you. All right, another way to understand God is good orderly direction, G-O-D, good orderly direction. We're just trying to head to the best place that we know deep down, right? We know who we could be. We know what we could be doing. And we have this voice that's constantly telling us that we should be doing that. And when we don't live up to that, that's when we feel out of alignment. And that's ultimately where unhappiness comes from, low self-esteem. All of those negative shame emotions come from us not living up to our highest ideal, to that God or good within us. So all of this is just to get us to a place that we can actually hear that voice within and start to honor it. Start to live in line with what it already knows it wants to do. So mastering that sleep, mastering the morning puts you in a state now that you have all your systems online, energized, ready to go, so that you can live in line with what your inner spark, with what your goodness it wants to do. Okay, so just mastering this night routine and this morning routine already puts you in this state. And this writing aspect is what gets you into a state of clarity as to what it is you're here to do, what your specific mission, what your good orderly direction is. The rest is all up to you. The whole middle chunk of the day is all just following on that wave to fulfilling your good orderly direction, living in alignment with that divine. Okay, now here's some tools that could help you get into that state even more. Reading. First of all, there's this amazing book by Deepak Chopra called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Love this book because it's super small. It actually has 7 chapters, so 1 for each day of the week. So every Sunday, I read chapter 1, Monday chapter 2, Tuesday chapter 3. and so on. So therefore, I have a daily rhythm with my reading. It's a quick reminder of a spiritual law of the way the world works. For example, today's Monday. It's the law of giving and receiving. Everything in this world is about giving and receiving. The more you give, the more you receive. What you want to receive, that's what you should give. Simple as that. Every day I get these little reminders. It puts me in the right state of mind to act from this place, from my higher self. Right? Getting into the gym puts me in a state of higher vibration. I feel energized. I feel strong and centered. Then I can go and act with my highest ideals. So here's the thing. When you're feeling tired, sluggish because you didn't sleep well, you didn't eat well, then you're working uphill. You're dragging a stone uphill. So of course you're not going to be living aligned with your highest ideals. Of course you're not going to be living aligned with the divine spark. You need to be a vessel. You need to be a strong vehicle that can bring your spiritual purpose to its destination, to bring your light into the world. So you need to clarify and cleanse your vessel. That's what this lemon water is all about. That's what this exercise, getting into nature, okay? That's another tool. Getting into nature, walk around, breathe in the awe of nature. I'm telling you, this is something that just on its own is so life-changing. Go for a walk into nature without a phone and literally just look around. Look at the animals, look at the sky, look at the trees. Just ponder the beauty of creation and the wisdom that goes into each system working individually and symbiotically all together in unison. It's enough to drop your jaw in awe, okay? For sure. We're literally surrounded by inspiration. And today I went for a walk. The trees are changing colors. It's a beautiful fall. Look at this view. I'm looking right out the window here. It's beautiful fall in Pomona, New York. I'm literally surrounded by inspiration. I went for a walk today. I started getting amazing ideas, just flooding my mind. Ideas, inspiration, things that I'm going to tell my clients to help them, things that I'm going to implement into my own life to help myself. Literally just from going on a walk without my phone. Okay, nature has the ability to inspire and to reignite that spark within you. Here's another thing, by the way, going back to the phone at night. If you must take your phone into your bed at night, or before you go into bed, if you like to watch stuff, I love movies, but I don't watch movies every day. Instead, what I suggest is watching videos, documentaries about nature. Animals, plants. There's so much out there. National Geographic. Learn about the world. The more you learn about the world, and the more you learn about your own physical body, the more in awe you are of creation. And that actually adds to your happiness. Believe it or not, being in awe of creation is a spiritual act. And this is coming from this other book that I suggest. And I love to read this book as well. Happiness and the Human Spirit by Dr. Abe Tversky. What a legend. He talks a lot about addiction, but in this book, he's talking specifically about happiness and how happiness comes from being spiritual. Now, spiritual, according to him in the book, is all those aspects of us that make us uniquely human. So we have so many things in common with animals. For example, we eat, we sleep, we procreate. These are all animalistic things that we share with the animal kingdom. But there's things that we have that animals don't. For example, the ability to be honest, right? We have the option to lie or to say the truth. Animals just are what they are, okay? We have the ability to self-reflect. Have you ever seen a squirrel come home at the end of the day and say, hey, I wonder if I collected nuts in the best way possible today. I wonder how I can improve on my nut gathering tomorrow. No, I don't think so. We, as humans, we have that ability. Maybe when we're sitting in bed with our thoughts, maybe we can ponder our day. Maybe we can take a small daily inventory and see, where did we live in line with our values? Where did we fall short? Where can we improve tomorrow? Only we have the ability to do this. And that's a spiritual act. That's a godly act, right? And remember, God is good. God is the ultimate good. So we're striving for the best we can be. And by doing that, we're aligning with the divine. We're aligning with God, because God is good. God is great. God is the best. And so when we strive to be our best, we're becoming like God. Okay? And that's ultimately what alignment is. That's what happiness is, the truth. Right? Even Pharrell Williams says, happiness is the truth, right? Happiness is the truth. Think about that. When you were a baby, you were happy. When you were a child, you were innately happy. You didn't have to go out and seek anything or achieve anything. Our innate internal state is happiness. And when we live in line with that in state, right? That's the key. When we're children, we do whatever we feel like doing, right? Kids get to play all day. Kids cry when they cry. Even when they're crying, it's so genuine and authentic. That's why kids are so happy. They're so carefree. But as we get older, we develop habits that bring us away from alignment, and therefore we become unhappy. And then what do? We go out and we seek things outside. We seek approval from others. We seek external pleasures. And we think that's going to make us happy. But no. You'll never become happy by living up to someone else's standards. You need to live up to your standards. Remember who you are. Look inside. Your innate state is happiness. You have happiness within you. Listen to your happiness and then check, where are you not acting in accordance with that inner state of happiness that you know? Are you getting this? So you pick up, listen to yourself. You got to spend time with yourself to listen to yourself. This is another tool that you can implement into your lifestyle. Meditation. Spend 10 minutes, 5 minutes a day just listening to your thoughts, watching your thoughts, and listen out for that spark. You can tell sometimes, that spark of truth within your thoughts. That's your soul speaking to you. And there's certain things that it tells you, hey, maybe you should go apologize to that person. Maybe you should stop doing this and replace it with that. Maybe you should finally start doing what you said you would do, right? These are things that your voice will tell you. And you could tell also that when your soul speaks to you, it's not from a place of shame. It's not like, oh, you're so bad, you keep on doing. No, it's just like a little child asking you to do what you ultimately want to do. Okay? And then when you align your actions with those ideals, with those standards, that's where happiness comes from. So happiness is an inside job, not an outside job. Live up to your own standards. That's where true happiness comes from. And that's where you ultimately can design your lifestyle to align with the divine. And then you will feel your light shine. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Please leave in the comments anything that resonated with you. I'd love to hear feedback. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, there's a link in the description for my calendar. You can set up a call. We'll discover together what needs to be implemented into your life and exactly how we're going to go about doing that. All right? Looking forward. Enjoy.